Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Hi, my name is Nomsa. I'm your host today. Welcome to Ngosi Talk Show. Over to you, Brenda. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, I'm Brenda Dempsey. I'm a publisher, I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, and I am a change maker and I make things happen. And it's such a pleasure to be here again, Nomsa, amongst amazing other speakers and guests today. And it is my job to help you make your dream come true, to grow your business and to bring to life that book that's within you, to use that story to share, to inspire, and to transform not only yourself, but others who are ready to rise and roar. So I am so happy to be here today. Thank you, Nomsa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brenda. Over to you, Dr. Birgitte. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Nomsa, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, early morning here if you are where I am in Southern California. And would you love to be able to continue to easily succeed or to easily succeed even more in your business? Do you know some of the inside game, not just the outside, or not just what you're doing, but also the inside game of what it is that you do? I am Birgitte Tan. I am a life success and grief recovery coach, speaker, and author. And it's my joy and delight always to be able to help you to discover and utilize what it is in your inside to make it so much easier for you to succeed externally in whatever that's you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Birgitte. Over to you, Kamal. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Nomsa. Thank you, Brenda and Birgitte. Again, a warm welcome to all of you watching us from wherever you may be in the world. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I think that's a line from the Truman Show movie a long time ago. But yes, we all welcome you. And my name is Kamal Amer. I am a NLP trainer, master practitioner, a hypnotherapist, and as well as a specialized life purpose coach. Coach, actually, the word is, it's not a couch. But we all make mistakes, don't we? Now, what I do, or what I find pleasure in, is helping you as a person uncover your purposes in life by using ancient Egyptian methodology and NLP techniques and tools. And we bring all of that together into this modern world where you have been conditioned to live a life perhaps that is not made for you. We bring out all the tools and everything that you are meant to be for yourself and your family to live a more satisfying and fulfilled life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. Our topic today is how to stay authentic as your business grows. So Brenda, you chose this topic. Could you please explain to our audience the topic, please?
Brenda, you're muted. Rewind, repeat.
Okay. Oh my God, I tell you. Right, let's start again. This is live, thank God. I do like it, you know. So this is raw and real, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm being authentic. You know what? I don't care that I made that mistake there, not from a point of view that I don't want to give the best of myself. Of course I do. That's my authenticity. But authentic is being human. Let's be human. You know, we can get carried away in the moment, but be real to who you are. So authenticity, as I was saying, is be real, be who you are, be true to yourself, whatever your rhetoric is, whatever the language is that lights you up inside. It's about your truth. It's about being who you are unapologetically, unstoppable, knowing that you're a limitless being. And when you learn that inner journey of connecting to who you are and just living that life, then your business will soar because it begins with you. When you are true to yourself as a person in your life. So for me, we connect with become aware and connect with our values. And no matter what you do, when you work with me, the first exercise we ever do is values, because many of us live by values, but we're not conscious of what those values are. We've not awakened that awareness. We cannot express it in such a way that it reflects who we are, how we live. And that is seen by example and not just all hot air, because we know many people can speak a good game, but when it comes to walking their talk, then that's a different ball game, as I say. And I've come across this time and time and time again. And quite often, people who talk but don't actually walk the talk, they are beautiful souls, but they're living with imposter syndrome. They're living with fear of being judged. They're living with, what will people say about me? They haven't yet accepted who they are, flaws, warts, whatever you want to call it. You know, you have to accept yourself, the dark and the light, the shade, the shadows of who we are, all of it. So for me, being authentic is that wearing your heart on your sleeve. What you see is what you get. There's all sorts of idioms that we can say to describe what that means. But let me go back to values. I did detract there. So when you know your values, then you are aware that every decision you make, every action you take, every thought you have, every word you say should reflect that core value. So my 3 values are, in my business, are integrity, collaboration, and reliability. Now, going across all parts of my life, integrity is important for all the reasons that I've just said. I am who I am. And the question you ask yourself is, who are you when no one's looking? How do you wash up your dishes? How do you live? How do you clean? How do you speak to not only others, but to yourself? How do your job? Do you do it to the best of your ability? So whether I'm cleaning out a cupboard, cleaning my bathroom, or no matter what, going a walk, I will do it to the best of my ability. I won't do it half-heartedly, because when I do it to the best of my ability, I can sit down and go, I've done my best, I've done a great job. And it's to the best of your ability at that time, in that space, in that moment. Because today my best might not be as good as tomorrow, or it could be better. But it's always coming authentic, giving your best. So whether you clean the streets, whether you run a country, or whether you are a coach, then you give your best. You do what it says on the tin. So in being integrity is first, collaboration, working together. Look at us, we're all collaborating here. We're all coming together in one voice, but in harmony, because we use our own voice. And of course, as I said, being reliable, because as I've found to my detriment, we're not always reliable. So let's make sure we say what we do, what we say we will do. Our promise is true. So for me, finding your authenticity is key to a successful business.
I love how you introduced the factor of core values there, Brenda. I mean, I was going to ask you, because in the beginning you were mentioning values, and we have very different sets of values in our life. We have the core values, the ones that drive us and motivate us to our everyday actions and life. And then we have the peripheral values that don't really matter a lot. You know, you can interchange them, you can play around with them, you can say, I don't want this value today or not. But I love how you specified at the end, we're talking about core values here. Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I love the way you say when you're off at home, who are you as a person? What do you do? Who are you when you're washing the dishes? I play music loud, I'm dancing when I'm washing the dishes. So what do you see on Facebook, like you're saying, and Kamal, that basically you have to be who you are and your true authenticity. Yesterday I was doing I'm on Shena's challenge, 6-day challenge. So she mentioned this. This is my notes. That's how big my notes are. It says, who do you think you are? What is the self-image you are holding? How do you become? So she was talking about the way you were saying when you're authentic at work with the work. She's saying, how do you become great? Somebody asked a question, how do you become great? Is the little things for you to become great and authentic, is the little things you do great every single day. Yes. Like what Brenda was saying, that some people, they like to show other personality to people. And then when they are offline is something else. For me, if you come to my house, it's crazy. It's full of love. When somebody is upset, you know about it because it's authentic. Everyone is allowed to actually show their feelings. And thank you so much. I would like to hear what Dr. Birgitte has in mind.
Yeah, I think Brenda and Kamal put it really beautiful. Who you are, regardless of where and when and what you do. And
you keep cutting off, Dr. Birgitte.
are you able to hear me well?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be who you are, regardless of who, where, and what. A lot of people say, there is a difference between. This is something that some people not understanding. There is a difference between looking up at a model or trying to become that model. And so many times, and I think that's an important thing, many times when we are in business, if there are somebody who is more successful than you, it's smart to look at them. Let's say, if you're a coach, I don't know, you look up after Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor or somebody who you said, wow, look at this successful person. There is a difference between looking up at them and say, oh, what do they do that I can do differently? Instead of trying, which I know some people do this, trying to become like Bob Proctor or Tony Robbins or Mary Morrissey or whomever your model is. And then you lose yourself in there, if most people don't talk and speak, say, like Mary Morrissey, I know that very well. And if you try to fit in their image, instead of growing yourself to where they are, that's when a lot of time, sometimes it's good intention. It's not, sometimes when we say, oh, we're not authentic, we think we are coward or something. And it's actually can be something that's from good intention, good endeavor, and we just, as we are doing it, we lose ourselves trying to be better in the way that by modeling other people. And so that's one aspect of being authentic that I want to point out for, and again, it's not a wrong thing. It's just at the end of the day, though, if you are trying to be this model that you have in your mind, as great as they are, if it is not you, you are going to dampen who you are. And we know that our heart has the strongest vibrations what it is that we truly love for ourselves, have the strongest vibrations, and it will allow you to grow even more, and if that's include like myself, when I coach and when I speak, actually, some of the things that I teach, I said, well, you know what, sometimes you just have to use your middle finger and drop the F-bomb. And people look at me, they're like, wow, look at you. That would never dream of that coming out of your mouth. I'm like, sometimes you must. And so who it is that you are, who is it that you are? You can have a model such that will help you grow into your full potential, be a brilliant diamond that you are, but you want to be, if you are a yellow diamond, be a yellow diamond. Don't try to be a blue diamond.
It's interesting that you're mentioning the modeling system, because that's the basics of NLP, right? Modeling excellence. And a lot of people think that modeling means to, that expression, fake it till you make it. I absolutely dislike that expression, because it's nothing about faking it. It's actually modeling something that you want to become. So you model yourself as the best version of who you want to be based on different people in your life, different mentors and coaches, if you will. And based on that, you live that life, whether if it applies to you based on your core values, based on your belief system, right, and your identity. And only then can you move forward with yourself as being a better version. And it's the same thing with the word, you try to be like others. This game, I learned it from my mentor, right, Steve McVeigh, and he would always make us sit in class and he would tell us, put your finger up. Let's just put your finger up now and try and touch your nose. Well, what will happen? People will touch their nose and say, no, you are touching your nose. Try and touch your nose. And then they go like almost like inches, like centimeters away or like millimeters. And you say, no, you're not touching your nose. You see, you can't actually try something. You either do it or you don't. So taking it from him, that's the same attempt. That's what you're explaining again. It's when you try to model somebody, you're trying to imitate somebody or personality or an identity that doesn't pertain to you. Especially that we're like over 7 billion people, and we are, every single one of us, very different. And our core values, as similar as they may be in a family, they can vary and they can change and they can be completely different. They're not necessarily the same. And when you grow up conditioned by all that society, conditioned by parents, by people, by social media and famous people, right? Everybody, oh, I want to be the next, I don't know, I want to be the next Brad Pitt. I want to be the next Angelina. I want to be the next, I put Sadhguru, right? Or Tony Robbins, whoever you want to listen to. There comes that depravity of identifying yourself with something that you are not. There comes that idea that you want to be like them. That's fair enough. You are modeling them, but are you really them? Do they hit the same core values that you have? Absolutely not. So why imitate something when you are already alone? You are a unique piece, right? You are a special edition, if you want to call it that way. And it's a special edition of one piece only. So I think that's my opinion about it, actually.
I'd like to come in there if that's okay, picking up on both what Dr. Birgitte's saying and Kamal. And that is, so I was a teacher for 25 years. Now, when you teach someone something new, you model it exactly at the best level you can, at the optimum level. So you will model a skill or model a writing frame or whatever it is, model how to do a mathematic problem, and the children follow suit because 2 and 2 is 4, isn't it? But there's different ways to put 2 and 2 together to create 4. But at the end of the day, 2 and 2 and 4. Kamal, you're NLP, I'm NLP. So we've gone and done the training. But what happens is, so when we first practice it, we practice it as we're taught, we model. But when we get confident and over time, we then start to tweak it and make things, I know what I could do. I could do this. I could do this. So actually, modeling is something, it's the first stage of innovation and innovating something different. But it's always based on something grounded and core and brilliant in the first place. You know, so it's like we take a diamond. A diamond's a diamond, and I love how you said that, because that's one of my things. And you know, but look at all the designs we can create with diamonds. But we've got to start learning how to shape it in one way first before we have confidence and learn how to do it in our own way. So I don't necessarily have an issue with people modeling per se, but there's a difference between modeling and plagiarizing and doing something and saying it's your own. Like you said, I can't remember the name, but you mentioned something in someone else's name. So it's like Simon Sinek, the 5 Whys. He didn't create that. I learned 5 Whys before Simon Sinek had his book out. I learned it in part of my training. But he didn't say, it's mine and mine alone. What Simon Sinek said to people, and I love this interview if you can find it on YouTube. Somebody says, why are you not trademarking that? And he said, because I don't want to trademark it, because I want everybody to use it. And I want everybody to copy it. And I want everybody to use it in their own way. So why would I say it's Simon Sinek? No, it's something that's out there to share. So he understood the wheel had been invented. You know, so for me, that gave him so much kudos as a person that he would do that, you know, because we all might find something that we might want to trademark for all sorts of reasons. But he was authentic because he knew it wasn't his. He didn't create it from nothing. He took something that was based on psychology and he created it in his own wonderful way.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I like it where I don't like copying people. I like to learn, but I don't like copying people. I was telling this team, Ngosi Talk Show team, whatever you do, please do not bring somebody else's idea to Ngosi Talk Show, and you can model it, use your own ideas, but please do not copy it exactly and bring it. I was watching, I'm doing a module at this moment, so we had this video and they staged the crime. So, and this guy walks into the room. The guy says you need to monitor everything, what is happening, everything. Basically, we have to judge the case. So the guy walks into the room, and when he walks into the room, he picks up the laptop and everything, then he leaves. And now you have to actually identify the suspect. You've seen the suspect, identify the suspect. Then because you're being told to identify it, you in your mind, because I'm being told in psychology, I'm being told to do something. So I'm looking at this guy. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm being told to identify now the suspect, but this suspect is not here. So then in my mind, I just picked some random guy, but I knew he wasn't there. So then the answer comes in now. He goes, I bet all of you chose the suspect because you were told to choose the suspect, and the suspect wasn't even there because somebody ordered you. So he was trying to say, when you are learning something, somebody's going to teach you, model, do this, but because you are doing this, you are being told, when you leave there, use your own mind to write down everything, observe things, and then write it in your own mind. Use your own mind. Make sure your mind is aware of its own choices and own decision, how you make decisions. Because when it's like what Brenda was saying, what Kamal was saying, and Dr. Birgitte, that when we see other people, Tony Robbins, we see Bob Proctor. I've been to an event myself where I've listened, and I felt that actually I felt that I was listening to Tony Robbins. but it doesn't have to be that way. So basically, when I'm doing something, if somebody has been taught by Tony Robbins, I personally would like to hear something different. I don't like to hear exactly Tony Robbins. So I agree with you guys that you have to be authentic. When Brenda chose this topic, you have to be authentic. There's a Nigerian pastor, basically, I listen to all these speakers and everything, then I always go back to him, because he says if you want to be different, you've got to do the crazy. You've got to do the crazy. Do something that no one has ever done before. Have a role model in your life. But then create something that your company created in your own way. It's crazy. Something people would just look at it and say, this person is completely bonkers, but I like this person. So I agree with you guys.
So that is very that's really great, Nomsa. I love that. And you know, it's wonderful for us to want to stand in our own value. Like I do evocative coaching, what we call evocative coaching. So it's very interesting. A lot of time people say, "Oh, what should I do?" And even as an oncologist, which is my background, oncologist, we would have people say, "Do I do this or do I do that?" And I always say, "It's your you know, think about it. You are your highest authority." And so people. The other thing is, a lot of time people for those of us who has less confidence because we just started or something, it's easy to hear that, oh, you know, do your own thing, and then at the same time we are being told by somebody else's, and a lot, for many of us, our upbringing says, oh, you need to be this way, you need to be that way, and you need to follow somebody. Just I invite you to remember this every time you say, oh, you know, is this crazy or something? Two things. Sometimes word can play tricks. Actually, just like you said, Nomsa, if you're listening to certain word, it play trick in your mind. And for some of us, we don't want to be crazy, right? And and so I invite you, if being authentic, even the word being authentic or being crazy doesn't go with you, to just think about being unique. And then when you think about being unique, think about your fingerprints. So everyone are meant to have different combinations of fingerprints, as you might have already known. And that means you are not meant to be like anybody else. You are meant to have different fingerprints than myself, than Bob Proctor, than a celebrity, than than the queen and everyone else's. And so you meant to be unique. And so imagine right now, if you're trying to make your fingerprints match somebody else, that's practically impossible, and it will only hurt you if you even remotely try to do that. And then what you're going to do, you skin your finger or something. And so to just think about, every time I say, somebody asks me, what do I need to do? Tell me what to do. I said, you know, why don't you just take a deep breath and take a little quiet moment and just rub your fingers a little together, because the tip of your fingers actually connect to your heart indirectly. And just say, if I'm meant to be unique like my fingerprints, and I'm listening to my heart, it's not, it doesn't matter whether it's authentic, whatever. I'm just fully intending to be unique, like that, my fingerprints, and listen to my heart. And what would that the answer is?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. You wanna add anything?
No.
What is authentic anyway? Can you guys tell me what is authentic?
I was going to mention something about that actually, because in what Birgitte was saying, we are, and I said it as well, we're all very unique and very special in our ways. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is that everybody wants to be very special. We can't all be very special. We are specially created, yes. We are special. We have specially evolved to be unique in our personality and our thoughts and all of that. But we can't all be famous. We can't all be actors or actresses. We can't all be engineers and doctors and lawyers, right? Everybody has their uniqueness, and that's what I like to work with, to find out what uniqueness you have inside yourself. Because if we were all meant to be, let's say, famous speakers, right? We wouldn't be able to leave this, like, who's gonna feed us? Who's gonna like take care of our plumbing? Who's going to take care of our hair growing? Otherwise, you just grow your hair like me, right? I mean, our uniqueness is not becoming somebody like somebody else. Our uniqueness is being who we are, as Brenda was saying in the beginning, living to our own core values so that we can live a satisfying life. And no matter what it is that we do, that is what we have to look for. Again, I'm stealing that from the book of my mentor, because a lot of things I've gotten from him, but people actually should start, and I'm saying should or need, it's not necessarily, but if you want to live a better life, then consider being who you want to be, doing what you love and enjoy doing, so then you can have whatever that life that you want. People live in opposite worlds. People want to have things first, so that they do things to have things to be somebody. That's a process that takes away that uniqueness or that genuine authenticity that we're talking about. And I know that's the problem with being authentic. It has been so overused the past years that it doesn't have any more clout to it as a word, as a definition, as a process. And so we're talking about authenticity and being genuine, and it has nothing to do with people or what they think, or what, like Birgitte said, when your clients come to you and they say, what do I need to do? The simple answer is, you don't need to do anything. Do you want to do it? That's the question. Do you want to be the best version of yourself? Do you want to be a better version for your children and your family members, that they can look up to you and model your expertise and your experience in life so that they can have an easier, more satisfying and successful life? That is the question that you should be asking yourself. Not what do I need to do, or what should I do, or what must I do? Because there are no musts or needs in life. None of them. And I go against all teachings of the pyramid of needs of Maslow. And I say there are basic needs. The only basic needs that we have: food, water, shelter. The rest is extra. Yes, you have to connect to people to have more network and all of that. These are all extra, but these are wants. You don't really need them in your life. You can have them if you want to, and you can also not have them if you don't want to. But your need to succeed, it's not a need anymore. It's a want. So I think people should pay attention to what they say as well when we're talking about authenticity, in my opinion, at least.
And I love one key important word there that you mentioned, Kamal, and the word enjoy. Sometimes people say, oh, how do I even know that I'm being myself and I'm doing all these things that I want to grow my business, I want to grow my life, and at the end of the day, I for me, and a lot of time I share with people, that if you are being true, one way you know that you're being true to yourself is you have being able to sustainably enjoy what it is that you're doing. And whether that's a work, just for instance, you might, this is just an example, let's say you get a job and it's a job that you do just for the money, because of the money. Sooner than later, in almost all cases, if it's not true to your heart, you stop enjoying being able to do that, even if the reward is so great, because it's against what it is, that's who you are. And on the other hand, you might do something else that, let's say, bring you a lot of personal satisfaction and but less money. But if you truly true to your heart, or you're doing a chores that you actually and true to your core. I have this really interesting experience. My father is a very well-known chef during the time when he was still working. He was a restaurant owner, he was an international chef, and so on and so forth. And actually, growing up in such a family, I never cook. Why would I? I always have somebody else's cook for me. And for something, I said, you know, I can't cook, but must be something in the genetics in me. Because of the pandemic, I'm home so much. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start cooking. I'm just gonna start cooking partly because I was bored. And who knows, it was so easy for me to pick up cooking, even after 48 years of not cooking. And I have so much fun doing that. And on the other hand, so that's one thing that's apparently it's true to my core that I have this ability to cook and create, and I actually able to cook very easily without even measuring instruments. I just like look at a pack of flour and I intuitively know how much to put or something like that. And on the other hand, there are certain other household chores that as much as I say, this is good for me to do, or this is this or that, it's just, I might do it for a little time. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, I just can't make myself do this anymore. And so that's the other way, you know, whether you being true to who you are, even if it is something that you never done and you pick it up and you enjoy it, you enjoy doing it. And then as you do it, you continue to have a sustainable enjoyment and whatever it is that will tell you that you are following your heart and following who you are, you're meant to be.
So I would like to come in to bring us back to, so I hear all what you're saying and I agree mostly with everything that's been said, and we're all on the same page. I would say we're all moving in the direction. But I want to bring back the word, because it was about being authentic in business. And I think we've very well ascertained what it is to be authentic to ourselves. But what does it mean to be authentic in business? And so for me, the word author and authentic are quite closely related. And we want to be authentic authors, which brings us to the tale of our story, which brings us to exactly what you were saying about, Birgitte, about, who we are and being that diamond and all of that. Our stories are unique because no one else can live your life and no one else can live your story, because we come to stories with all sorts of thinking, intellect, experience, all of that. So no matter what, I've done talks, just let me say this as an aside, I've done training with 200 staff members, and I say something quite simple like, you must, I don't know, let's make up something, you must you must register on arrival at school, right? That's one instruction. And when I go around to 200 people and ask them what they do, I don't get 200 similar responses. We get at least half that's a different response, because people have only half heard. They've not really been listening. They've had other thoughts in their head. So therefore, we're always different in how we receive information, even although I think I'm giving something very simple as an instruction, like, I don't know, clap your hands, that's very, but let's go back to story, because story is very, very important for using in your business. And when you use authentic story in your experience as to who you are, you then will, you will attract people. They will build rapport more easily with you. They will relate to your experience as being human. You bring the human element in because you're just another person trying to do something, serve the world, and trying to make it a better place for you, for your client, and create the service the best you can as well. So I like the win-win-win situation. So if I'm coaching a coach or working with someone in business on the book, say, they're winning, we're winning, and their clients are winning, and the reader's winning. So, but your story is authentic. When you're true to your story and you don't make up, you're not too, you don't use hyperbole too much, and you stick to the facts. Because for me, story is about voicing your truth, which is steeped in love, and that's the difference with being authentic. When it's steeped in love and you retell it and you use it in your business, you can't help but be authentic. So you probably can sit here right now and think of people who you know in business who aren't authentic. Now, you might know it because you're very intuitive and you can smell it straight away. You see it, you feel it, it's energetic. Or you may work with someone and maybe they've duped you and you thought, oh, they're really authentic, they're really real. And then you work with them and they don't walk their talk. That's happened to me. I don't know if it's happened to you. And I'm gobsmacked that anybody can say one thing and then do another and take your money and not even feel bad about it. So that's why I've got integrity, collaboration, and reliability. Because I would die 1,000 deaths if I said I could do. I said to someone, "Oh yeah, I'll do that for you. Pay me £2,000 or whatever. £200, 2,000. Doesn't matter whether it's £2. You've got to be real and deliver. That's been true. So that's not making up. You can do better than you are. That's not being authentic. But be authentic where you are on your journey in your business. So where I am today in my business is not where I was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, when I would be doing marketing and things, I'd be saying, I can do this and I can do that. And I believed I could, and I knew I could, and I could deliver. But where I am today in my business, I know I can do even more. And I know I do it better. But that's the thing. It's about being the best you can be. And we've talked about that today. It's using your story. And it's being true to who you are. And you're right. Enjoy it. Love it. Because that's what people can see. They can see the passion. They can see the confidence and belief you've got. And that's what they want from you. It's not all the skill. They want to know that you're going to believe in them as much as you believe in yourself and in what you're doing. So that's what I believe being authentic is in your business.
I'm gonna come with what Kamal was saying and what Brenda was saying. Kamal spoke about people starting, everyone wants to be famous these days. The guy, the Black Panther, actually, he is famous basically, but he died. But before he died, he was getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and people didn't know what he was going through because he didn't want the public to know that he had cancer. So when he died, that's when it came out that he had cancer. But if you look at how his social media, people making up stories, insulting him. So I'm asking myself, why do I want to be famous? Who do I want to be famous to? To the world, where they're gonna insult me? So when I was reading the messages and reading the message, and then I watch the story, what's her name, that presenter that killed herself as well, when they were showing in the United Kingdom, they were showing the messages last week, people, because of anxiety, people, how they were bullying her on the followers on social media. So I'm thinking, why would anyone want to be famous? It's funny, it's money ways, it's funny, but it's nice, but really public don't appreciate you. So for me, when I start a business, it's about serving the world. It's about knowing my purpose, why God put me on this earth. And I know that if I come out and show my talent to somebody else, like today and goes to talk show, there might be somebody who is struggling with their businesses, and they listen to Dr. Birgitte, they listen to Brenda, they listen to Kamal, and they're like, oh, this is what I need to do. So to me, that is authentic, when you are actually serving somebody and changing people's lives, not wanting to be famous. Because yes, it's okay to have all these followers, people following you and being known, but sometimes it's not nice. For me, I went to audition The Voice 2011. So and then I had the chest infection. I didn't go to a live show. But then after, and I was like, why am I singing pop music? Why do I want to sing pop music? I don't like pop music. I like it, but I'm a Christian. Am I being authentic when I'm saying I'm a Christian, but then I want to sing pop music? I actually said no. I had my music coach and everything. I was like, I recorded my music, and then I was like, I don't want to do this. I need to take a break from music, and I need to come back doing gospel music. And my music teacher was like, what did you just say? I was like, I don't like this. I don't like everything that I'm doing. It doesn't represent me as a person. I'm saying I'm a Christian, but look at me. I was wearing ripped jeans, girl. cutting all the cut off in my legs. You can see my legs. I'm not like, if I meet God right now, he'll be like, Nomsa, what the hell is going on? Go put some clothes on. So that's what being authentic is. Like Brenda and Kamal and Dr. Birgitte, you guys, what you're saying is knowing who you are. What are you representing with your company, and knowing the environment as well, knowing your customers as well, and connecting with them. Like here at Ngozi Talk Show, knowing your values of your company as well, and your beliefs. I think that is very, very important. I might not, like Kamal has got his own company, he's got a karate school. I might not agree with his beliefs, but if Kamal believes in what he does, who cares? No one cares. Only Kamal and his God that knows what Kamal is impacting the world. So becoming famous, I know some people really want to be famous, but it's a different world. It's not fun. It's not really fun. I don't think it's fun, is it? I don't know. Maybe it's my mind, but I don't think it's...
It depends on the perspective. You know, this is the same thing, that authenticity. It also comes back to perspective. We see the world the way we want to see it. We don't see the reality of it.
Yeah.
So... and that also pertains to being authentic with your business. Now, I've known since I was maybe 18 that I wanted to create my karate school, and I wanted to create a business, but I didn't know what the business was. I knew the karate school, and I wanted a logo for my karate school, and I knew it had to do something with ancient Egypt, but I wasn't sure yet. And throughout times, until I grew up and figured out what my core values were, my true core values, Ma'at, or this side, Ma'at came into my mind, and it was the perfect image for me to use for my logo in my company, because she represents truth, harmony, balance, law, justice, order, and righteousness. And these are the 7 core values that I live by every day when it comes to the core of things. I have different values. I have my family, my children, my career, and all of that, but these are also, there's a different set of core values. And if I live true to all of these core values, that means that if I want my business to succeed properly, I have to be as authentic to these core values as the representation that it pertains to. So when I speak live here with you guys, and I chat and I do, this is who I am with my clients. A few extra tweaks is I'm a little bit more like what they call an a-hole, right? Because I can be very nasty, especially when it's something that I know the person in front of me, it's rubbish. You know, when you hear rubbish, you go like, some people get these like shivers. It's like, that's rubbish. Stop it right now. So I'm the same person. I say that I go out and I have fun with the kids. I'm one of the only few parents around in this town that their kids go say, "Oh, you're a fun dad because you're crazy. All the other parents are boring." I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't care, but this is who I am." So if you are like that in life, like Brenda says, at home while you're doing the dishes, and I hate doing the dishes, by the way. And this, if you are that way, then represent that same character in business. It doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't have to be as crazy or bonkers or flat, if you will, but be true to yourself in your business. And I promise you that business will grow no matter what, because as much as people want to sell in their business, as much as they want customers and clients, and yes, and we're doing this, and this is the best product and all of that, that doesn't work. People will come to you only because of you. And that's the only thing that works. If they connect with you, if they find that rapport, that's how you will sell your product. That's how you will sell your company, your business, and that's how your business will grow. Of course, that's my opinion. I don't know what others say, but that's what I believe. So that would be what I would like to add to that, Nomsa.
Sorry, sorry, Birgitte, I know you want to talk, but I'll literally be a minute. I just want to say something from experience. I 100% agree with you, Kamal, 100%. Because I was striving to be a successful coach, and I knew I was brilliant at what I did. And I say that in full authenticity and groundedness. But for some reason, things didn't click. Now, in June last year, I decided, because the universe opened all these doors, that I would become a publisher. Oh my God, I have done no marketing, and we are like blooming. We've got 21 authors inside like just over 6 months. And just because it's totally aligned with everything and who I am, I can say then that I was playing at being a woman in business, and now I've got to be a businesswoman, and that's two different things altogether. But am I authentic? You bet your bottom dollar. You just listen to me talk here, come to any of my networking events, work with me in a one-to-one, and you'll get the same Brenda that's talking here right now, always, and even with my family. And you know what, when you're authentic, even all my family now all want to come and write a book. How amazing is that?
Well, I like to one thing I to close for me would be something Kamal says. You know, it is at the end of the day, we want to be authentic, and at the end of the day, it is a balance of everything. Which is something that you do want to remember. You have your personality, and at the same time, many times there are other successful people, and so it's actually adopting being true authentic in your business is being who you are, allowing who you are, but also allowing what's good out there for you and adopting them. There's a difference between adopting and trying to become it. And so it's a great balance between, a lot of time what work is, it's a great balance of being who you are. Sometimes in this day and age, like Nomsa says, people try to be famous or to be this and that, and then they actually go too far on the other side where they say, I got to be different in every imaginable way, such that for whatever XYZ reasons that you believe you need to be that way. And yes, if that is best serving you and best serving who you serve, that's perfectly wonderful. And at the same time, many times sometimes we try too hard to be different, and that actually being not authentic, because you are being, anytime you try too hard for anything, you're not being authentic. And so sometimes it's allowing to you just listening. You can have, like Brenda says, kids are taught with a model and that's a good thing to have a model. And as you follow the model, listening to yourself and say, okay, well, what's better here with me? Perhaps, I'm the type of person that has a different office hour or something like that, and then do what it is that, and it could be a wonderful blend in of who you are, really what your heart calling you in doing your business and the way you speak and so forth, and still allowing what's good out there to help you, to help direct and guide you. And so that sometimes in this day and age, for some of us, we try to be authentic and go a little too far. And then you actually, when you do that, you are not being authentic or true to yourself too.
So much, thank you so much, guys. Valuable information. So basically, I think I agree with you guys. You have to be unique. You know, we are all, you know, when we are born, when our parents are holding us into their hands, they're like smiling. Your life is already written. It's not written to somebody or under somebody else. So I think it's nice to know who you are as a person. Like myself, I basically I like to get advice from people, but at the same time I like to actually swallow it and say, is this me or is it somebody else? If it doesn't fit in with me, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. So it is nice to be unique. Like mostly, you know, with businesses, you have to be unique. You have to, like what Brenda was saying earlier, that you have to hold yourself accountable to your customers. A few weeks ago, I had a problem with this company. I bought something, so then trying to get a hold of them, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. So then I kept ringing, and then in the end, I'm ringing, they're all telling me a different story. So I spoke to this woman and I was like, can you help me? She's telling me a different story. So I said to her, I know within the company, there's somebody, when you have a problem, that you go to, whether it's the owner of the company or somebody that is in charge. So can you, and then I explained to her, I said to her, listen, I have my own business. If my customers are going through pain, if the people, the employees are not telling me what is going on, and the customers that are actually paying my bills, I'm paying mortgage or rent, whatever the bills, because of them, and I don't know anything about it, I would like to know as the owner what is going on. So, and then I said to her, I'm gonna leave a message to you. It's up to you whether you do the right thing or you don't. Give this message to the owner of the company. Tell them that I need them to resolve this problem. Because I explained to her that as the owner of the company, I wouldn't want my company to be destroyed without me knowing. I said to her, I could easily go write a review, but the owner of the company hasn't got a clue what is going on, because you guys keep blocking me moving forward, wanting to speak to solve the problem. So she took that message straight away. Because of what I said to her, I'd been calling for 3 days. Because what I've said, somebody got my attention, and she was like, oh, so do you have your own company? I was like, yes, I do. And I would not want somebody destroying my company behind. If I have people working for me, the team, I wouldn't want them destroying the company without me knowing, and people would want things to be sorted out. So can you pass the message to the owner, whoever is involved solving the problems? That straight away, I went to my email. They got my attention, because she realized that the problem had been going on for a long time. So it's what Brenda was saying, that being authentic, being loyal to your customers, connecting to them, that is my biggest beliefs. That I'm not perfect, but I like to know if one of my customers at Ngozi Talk Show, or one of the Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency, if they are going through something, if it means giving you back your money so you don't have to feel that pain, I will do it. I will just give you your money back. And if I have to help you for free, I don't mind doing that, because this is what I do. This is what I love to do. I wouldn't want somebody going to destroy my company for no reason. So thank you so much, guys. Any words of encouragement, Kamal, before we leave?
I will leave you with a Carl Jung proverb. And he said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become the person who you truly are. So think of that when you think of authenticity, please.
Thank you so much. I think I heard that a lot yesterday, so I'm gonna add you to those words, that voice that I was hearing last night in the event. Over to you, Brenda, please.
So, me, simple, just be true to who you are. And you know it, because when you make a decision, you feel icky and you do things that are wrong. That's why you're angry. That's why you do not like yourself. That is why you judge. You know, it's a reflection. So if you're saying bad things about people, start looking inside, because what is it about yourself that you need to change? So just be true to yourself. Your senses will tell you when you're true. So if you live in a life of love and joy, like I like to live, I'm on my path to peace, then you're being authentic to yourself. So just be who you are.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Birgitte, please.
Thank you, Nomsa. And yes, just know that everybody meant to be unique, and in all of us, we're like a diamond. And being authentic, when you being true who you are, is when you'll be able to shine the brightest, actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Birgitte. To everyone who is watching, please, we're here Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. And if you love the message in this video, please hit some love button and share with your friends. And thank you so much, Brenda, for choosing this topic, authenticity, because it is very, very important. I always tell my clients that when you come to me, I'm not a love harmonist or a matchmaker that tells you what to wear, this. I help you basically become who you are, because your true authenticity, it comes out when you know who you are. Then you know how to dress. Then you know, I can give you some advice by giving you somebody to go with you shopping, help you with your shopping as a buddy, coach buddy, but I wouldn't tell you what to do. So I help my clients basically with their authenticity. It's beautiful. So thank you so much for choosing this topic, and live with grace, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Welcome to Ghosty Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled with it.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Live with grace, everyone, and remember there are no guarantees for